Welcome to today's Spirit Speaks. Before we begin, I want to review just a couple things about what was said last Spirit Speaks, because every Spirit Speaks is like a continuation of what was said. And yesterday I was rereading the transcript from the last Spirit Speaks, and I was going, well, what more is there to say? They said a lot last time. What more is there to say? And then I get all nervous, like, well, what more is there to say? But, of course, doesn't matter how long you experience being a channel, you always have that uncertainty of, am I going to get it right this time? Am I going to get it right this time? But the thing that I wanted to point out, the couple things, is last time they really talked about it's time to open to receive. And that there is so much for us to receive if we but can open. And, that sounds so easy, just open to receive, but as you found out, it's like your channels have been so blocked from so many lifetimes of interference, it's very difficult to open to receive. Even when your intention is, this is what I want. Now, not only that, but now add to the new challenge, which is, which world do you choose to live in? Are you going to choose God's world now? Are you going to choose man's world? I'm like, well, everybody says, I want to choose God's. But yet we're so ingrained in the ways of man that, again, it's very difficult to let go. To let go and to trust again that it is possible for us to receive what we need when we need it. And you all know why, because you all have history of things not working out and life being tough and having to follow man's rules in order to get by in this world. And now, if you can feel the energy that is coming into our planet and into us, it's shaking us up big time. And it's shaking up all of those old structures that we have. And it's making us feel really unsettled, very, very unsettled about man's world. Can you guys feel that? It's like it's starting to feel very unsettled. And that is good for us, because that means it's gonna, it's like when you're forced to let go, that's sometimes the only time you do it is when there seems like there's no other choice. And as I was tuning in to this Spirit Speaks, for like, okay, you guys, I always tune in the morning and just, try to connect up and be prepared. And it's like, oh, I see. I'm like everyone else. Sometimes I won't make a shift until there's absolutely no other way. And so I know that today with the messages, they always try to get us to let go in advance. But if you don't, it's all right, because the situations that are going to happen on earth, you're going to quickly go, I think I'd rather live in and be connected to God's world now than to stay connected to man's. See? And even though, as you know, many of us are here to bring, heaven to earth, right? So many of us are not reaching up and connecting to those levels yet because of fear. Fear. And a lot of it is fear that we're going to be disappointed again. We're going to go for it, and we're going to be disappointed, and it's not going to work. The power that we need, we're so afraid, is not going to be there. And so we'll just sit there quietly and do nothing or do little, waiting until things start to shake so much that now we have no choice. What are you going to do? And all of a sudden we're going to be grabbing strong, to the energies coming in and doing whatever we can. So, just wanted to refresh you with a few of those things. Also, it was talked about last time about how all the different electronics that we deal with are bringing in such negative programming and how it is so important for us to stay as clear of that programming as we can. And so, and they talked about doing whatever kind of technology to help with that, to help with not being so susceptible to the negative energy coming through the programming. But also know that there are energies being prepared that we can receive that will block them ourselves. See? And years and years ago, when I started bringing through some of the very hard information, I had to have that real strong belief system that, for every problem, there is a solution, and the solution comes from God. It sometimes comes through, almost always comes through man, those who are willing to participate and bring through, the solutions, but they're always there. And so I want to plant that, real strong belief within you. For every problem, there's a solution. So as things start to shift and change and more breaks down, you'll start to remember that there are solutions, and it's our roles to bring those solutions into our world to help the many and to help the earth. All right? So let's begin with our meditation to help you open to receive, because at these gatherings, it's more than the messages. It's the energy that can help you, the energy that can help you shift, that can help you break down your blocks. And I think it's so interesting because when you listen to the Spirit Speaks, there's parts that you hear really clearly, and there's parts that you kind of just go away. And even when I read it later, after it's been transcribed, I do the same thing. Oh, yeah. And then, what did I just read? It's our resistance. It shows you where your blocks are. All right? And so that happens throughout the session. But also, the energy is there for you to help you work through those blocks, even if you're not quite ready to open to certain levels of information or frequency. Because, as that frequency comes in, if we don't open to it, what happens, you guys? And most of you know this. It's like you become anxious, you become depressed, you become constipated. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. It's your body will let you know what you are not able to assimilate. It'll let you know. And it'll also let you know what you are not able to let go of. It will let you know what you're not able to let go of. See? And that's just part of the journey. And so here comes this beautiful energy just trying to coax you to let go so you can have a greater connection and a greater alignment. And then start to activate some of those deeper levels of self. So you have less fear, more personal power to act. And that means oftentimes letting go, and letting go. And I know that one of the things that we're going to be so challenged with during this next period is letting go of the way we thought life was meant to be on this planet. Yeah. All right. So open to receive, but understand that Spirit never forces energy into you. That will never happen. It's there if you open and you take in as much as you want. It will never force its way in. So you don't have to worry about something being done to you that you don't want done. Okay? All right. So let's begin.